Alright guys, so in the last video we created an index HTML file. We opened it inside of a browser so we could see how it renders, and this is not the standard of how to create a document. There's some other things that you need to add. Even if we only wanted to display this in the browser, there's some other tags that we need to add for it to be a valid HTML5 document. Now, before we do anything, I'm going to rename this file. So instead of index, I'm going to rename it to 01 underscore basic underscore layout.html, because like I said, I want this to be a sandbox that you can go back to and you can check certain things, and I want each file to be named after what we're doing inside of it. Okay, so we're gonna just number them so they're in order. If you don't want to number them, you don't have to. You could call it just basic layout or basic or whatever, but I want to be very specific, and I want you guys to have this for future reference. Alright, so basic layout of an HTML page. Let's actually just get rid of this for now. So the first thing that you're going to want on every HTML page is the doc type. Okay, so I'm just going to type this out. It's going to be an angle bracket, exclamation, doc type, usually all capitals, and then HTML, and then closing angle bracket. So this is a doc type, and what this does is it tells the browser what type of document it is, because a browser can read HTML5, it can read XHTML, it can read HTML 4.0.1. So there's a lot of different variations of HTML, but HTML5 is definitely the standard, and that's what you're going to want to use. It's also much easier than the others, and it's less strict when it comes to tag syntax. So I just want to quickly show you from the w3schools.com site, which is a great site for reference. This is a page all on doc types, and if we go down here, you'll see that the Doctype Declaration must be the very first thing in your HTML document before the HTML tag, which I'll go over in a second. And down here it gives us the different types. So for HTML5, it's what we just did. But then you'll see that HTML 4.0.1 actually has a much longer doc type, because there's different variations. There's strict, transitional, frame set, and this has to do with what's allowed and what's not. So it's gotten much easier over the years with HTML5. So we don't have to worry about these doc types, but I just wanted to show you that they're very different. XHTML has its own doc type, has transitional, frame set, 1.0, 1.1, but this is the only one that we have to worry about. All right, so I just wanted to kind of show you that. So we're declaring this document as HTML5. The next thing we want is an HTML tag. Okay, so I'll do HTML and then hit enter or tab, and it'll finish it for me. And we just want to hit enter so that the bottom tag is down below. And now inside the HTML tag, we have a head tag, and then under the head, we have a body tag. Now notice that there's an indent here, and VS Code will do this automatically. If you're using something like Notepad, which I would definitely not suggest, it's not going to indent it for you automatically, so you have to do it yourself. Now the reason it's indented is because both of these tags are inside the HTML tag. Okay, this is actually the parent of these two tags, and these are the children of the HTML tag. Now the head and body are very different. Head is for things like meta tags, if you want to associate keywords with your page. It's basically just information about your page. It doesn't actually display in the browser, in the body of the browser. Now, one thing that you should definitely put in the head tag is the title. Okay, so we want to put a title tag, and again, we're tabbing it over because it's within the head tag. For the title, I'm just going to say my website. All right, now if I go ahead and save this, I'm going to do Control S. I'm going to save the file, and let's open it up. So we have our basic layout.html because we renamed it, and I'm going to say open with Chrome. And notice there's nothing in the body, but if we look in the tab, we see my website. Whatever you put in the title tag is going to show right here. Okay, so it's very important for you to have a title. Now, whatever we want in the body, we put in the body. So we can put back our H1, say my website, and we can put our paragraph. And we'll go ahead and save, and we'll go back and reload, and now we have our H1 and paragraph in the body. Okay, so anything that you want to show in this area is going to go in the body of your document. All right, so you just want to keep this structure in mind. This is the core, fundamental, mandatory structure of an HTML document. You have your doc type at the top, you have your HTML tags that wrap around everything, and then you have a head and body area. In your head, you should at least have the title, and in the body, you just have whatever your website content will be. So the last thing I want to show you is how to create a comment. Okay, so you might want to label stuff without it actually rendering in the browser. So let's say I wanted to put a comment right here. What I would do is put an angle bracket, an exclamation mark, and then a double hyphen. Once I do that in VS Code, it actually auto-completes the rest of it, but this is the format of a comment. So I'll just say this is a comment. So starts off like this, and then it ends with double hyphen and an angle bracket. So just make sure you don't forget the exclamation, because that's not a valid comment. And notice that it turns green in VS Code to let you know that it's actually a comment. And if I save this and we go to the browser and reload, notice it doesn't show here because it's a comment. Now, in browsers, you can view the source code. Okay, you can view the HTML source. On a Mac, you can do Command-Option-U, and on Windows, I believe it's Control-U, and it'll open up a new tab that shows you the actual HTML. So you can see our doc type, our HTML tags, all that stuff. It also will show the comments in the source code. Okay, just to let you know that. So let's go back, and I want to show you how you can comment out something that's already there. So if I just put my cursor on this line right here, in VS Code I can actually just do Control and then / or question mark, the same key, the / question mark. So if I hold Control and hit that, it'll comment the whole line out, and I can toggle it. If I hit it again, Control / I can just toggle the comment. If I wanted to comment out multiple lines, I could highlight them, and again, Control / and that will comment out the whole thing. There may be times when you want to just kind of not show a certain part of the HTML in the browser, and you want to comment it out. Okay, and you can put this on a separate line as well, like that. That'll still work. This is all commented out. All right, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. In the next one, I want to give you some tips and tricks with VS Code. For instance, we can generate the basic structure automatically without having to type all this out with every HTML page. I also want to give you a couple extensions that I want to recommend and that I'll be using in this course. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.